Behind this door is an active meth lab filled with dangerous chemicals. This time, it's a mock lab, but the real thing is something police encounter all too often.
Well, it's always scary, but it's something you got to do.
SWAT team officers must first dress in protective suits with oxygen tanks and gloves. Only then can they go inside the building to make sure it's empty.
If you find something like that, hurry, get your immediate threats, just the people. People get out, and then, you know, like these guys are doing now, then you have to go back in, all suited up.
South Salt Lake police say the number of meth labs in Utah is actually on the decline, but training on what to do when one is found can save lives.
And there's always something, there's open flames, that stuff's, it could blow up, something could happen, somebody could get crazy and knock stuff over, blow the whole place up. I mean,
AJ's favorite part.
Most 6-year-olds see money $1 or $2 at a time, but AJ Goodman got up close and personal with a cool $200,000. That's the amount in the vault at Barnes Bank in Ogden, where AJ recently spent the day, and he learned all about how banks work.
Where would you put your money if you didn't put it in your bank account?
Put it in my hiding spot.
AJ learned that if you have a bank account, you don't need your hiding spot anymore. It was AJ's strong reading skills that won him a Utah Goal-Getters card. His mom says a little sibling rivalry fueled the fire to read.
He has an older brother that has just loves to read, and he tries to compete with him.
When AJ saw the activity choices listed on the card, he said, "Show me the money." And if this visit is any indication, don't be surprised if AJ is running the place one day.
Stocks, slide on, warranties.
First there was water, then came the mud. Some residents say it was a literal tidal wave.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, a big tidal wave of water came over my grass, hit my house.
In a matter of hours, a nearby field was overcome by water, and within minutes, personal belongings were lost forever in a pit of mud.
I had everything down there. Now it's total disaster.
One resident says the runoff was so quick, all he could do was stand there and watch.
Out in the middle of the water, it was it was past my knees.
Homeowners in this subdivision say the county storm drains are inefficient. The county says the runoff is natural.
The water just drained out of the fields up above here and just came flooding right down through here. Apparently this is a natural drainage.
Natural or not, the flooding damaged 4 homes altogether, leaving one family homeless and countless more bearing their losses.
It'll take us several days to get that out of there. Start throwing things away.
Everything. My basement's full of mud.
Christine Hill, News 4 Utah.
This is not the party site. There are plenty of lounges and bars and other places in Salt Lake City to have parties if people want alcohol for partying.
Well, I disagree with that. I think that when you're welcoming people to your city and you want them to have a good time, you don't tell them that they're not going to come to the big party venue and not have a drink.
This parking lot will be the site for the plaza in 2002. Athletes will not only get their medals here, but there will be several other public celebrations. Mitt Romney says because there will be so many children at the Medals Plaza events, alcohol is not a good idea. But the mayor's chief of staff, Dita Seed, says kids are a big part of the audience at Jazz and Buzz Games, 2 events where beer is served. Sita says visitors in 2002 will come expecting to have a good time and a few drinks.
We don't want people leaving saying, oh my gosh, that was the most boring place in the world. They are so moralistic and restrictive, and I felt so awful and I never want to go back there again. That is not the message we want to send people away with.
The site for the Medals Plaza belongs to the LDS Church. The church then leased the parking lot to the Olympic Committee. So ultimately, Olympic organizers will have the final say about beer in the plaza.
I'd say that the Medals Plaza is not a party site. The Medals Plaza is a celebration site, a sport.
I'll open
There wasn't much fanfare at 1 o'clock this morning when gold medalist Natalie Williams stepped off the plane. Just close family and friends waiting to smother her with hugs.
That was great. Thank you.
Williams is the starting power forward for the U.S. women's basketball team and the first Utah native woman in history to win an Olympic gold medal.
This is ours. Yeah. I'll have it. Share it. My family.
Her gold medal is a long time in coming. In 1996, this all-around athlete from Taylorsville was the last person cut from the women's U.S. volleyball team. But Williams says that disappointment only made her fight harder for this win.
There was nothing that was going to stop us from winning that night, especially if I was on the floor and I wanted to come home with the gold.
Williams scored a team-high 15 points in the 76-54 win over Australia in the final game. The victory captured the 4th gold medal for the U.S. team since women's basketball became an Olympic sport in 1976.
She had a wonderful game, and we watched it on TV yesterday, and very proud of Natalie.
The way we won was awesome, and beating Australia on their home court. It was the first time it was ever done, beating a gold medal contender on their home floor.
Williams says the Olympic win is the greatest moment in her life.
There's truly nothing better than gold.
What is he again? Bachelor, divorced? Actually widowed. Oh, that's terrible. How are we supposed to make fun of that?
The Geena Davis Show doesn't make fun of character Teddy Cochran's issues. You could just say it makes fun with them.
Mommy, they have my favorite cup.
I handled that badly, didn't I?
Oh, Morgan, it's okay, sweetie. See, the lady isn't mad anymore. Could you tell her you're not mad anymore?
I'm not mad, really. It's my fault for wearing clothes.
Davis plays a highfalutin city girl who falls in love with a guy from the country. A guy with kids, and that proves to be a handful.
2 great kids, easy kids. They take care of themselves. They're like cats.
Everybody can relate to being utterly overextended.
Reasons Geena tells me she feels audiences, especially women, will relate to her character, struggling right along with her instant motherhood status hitting her in the face. All of them dramatic struggles in the midst of a packed real-life schedule for Davis. Davis will shoot the Geena Davis Show while acting as executive producer. She'll also shoot a sequel to Stuart Little for the big screen.
Yes.
What next? Politics.
Sorry, I guess I should.
When are you going to run for president, Geena Davis?
Because I do want to be president.
Wear it to the inauguration. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you joining us, and you have a great day.
I'm so scared.
I heard if you're nice to the monsters, they'll be nice back.
Put him off, put him off, put him off. Oh, my truth, my hand behind my back. Wow!
Sure. Hey, need a hand? Oh, wait, that's a foot. Sorry, I wish I could help you. Well, I got the foot. I got
said.
They say everyone has a double, and I've learned I do too. Only mine is 60 years my senior. We met last week. Is this Reed Cowan's house?
Certainly is.
Certainly is. Well, Reed Cowan, I'm Reed Cowan.
Well, come on in.
It's nice to meet you. Reed and Reed, Cowan and Cowan. Two of us.
Well, that's odd.
Who actually found out we have more in common than just the name. So this is Alexander.
And
my, what, great-great-grandfather? And your great-grandfather.
Yes, and my grandfather.
And we're relation, kinfolk, with Alexander Cowan as our bridge, a Mormon pioneer who had a lot to handle.
But he had 3 wives.
How did he keep it all together?
Well, it's a long story. Do you want to hear the whole thing?
The whole thing about Reed Sr. and Reed Younger started not too long ago, when I first hit the airwaves on Good Morning Utah. That's when 88-year-old Reed Cowan's phone began to ring.
One girl called, had a young voice. She says, "Are you Reed Cowan?" I says, "Yes." And she said, "Well, you're the wrong one."
An easy mistake if you really look at the photos. Here's Reed Sr., the one on the left, some 70 years ago. Family members say our resemblance is striking.
Here's Dad, and I'm still trying to see if I can find...
My gosh, he does look like me.
Oh, yes.
And there are other similarities. Temperament. How's your temper?
Oh, I don't have any temper.
Neither do I. And taste. This is the Cowan family kilt. Ever wore a kilt, Reed?
No, sir. No.
No kilt, just commonality. Neither one knowing of the other's existence until TV bridged the gap. And the phone company brought us together. Only remember, the Reed in the book isn't the Reed on the box.
Teachers are ready for their one-day walkout. The UEA, the teachers union, which called this strike, said...
First flight. It's fun.
Bill Carrig is about to parasail for the first time.
Scary. So, we're going to wait till you feel a little bit of wind. Big stride. The first time my feet left the ground and I'm doing the Fred Flintstone in the air, I'm going, hey, hey, hey.
Bill is touring his home state of Utah and writing a book about his favorite activities.
I got in touch with some fun people, and it kind of put me on an underground route.
And it led him to more and more fun people and fun things to do.
I find a lot of people in Utah saying to me, "You found that in our state?"
Today it's parasailing, but for the past 6 months, he's been to restaurants, coffee shops, bars, and golf courses. Bill says his book is basically for tourists and transplants, but if you've lived in Utah your whole life, he says you might be surprised at what this state has to offer.
It's just easy once you get connected, and that's what I hope I can do, is connect people to the fun here.
Reagan Ledbetter for Good Morning Utah.
It states that no trash, rubbish, debris, nor weeds over 6 inches tall in height shall be allowed to remain on any lot.
So with that, 9-year-old Garrett McKay got to work.
I made some flyers and everything. I called up some presidents in the church, and I got a lot of people, and I did some extra stuff.
So he got hold of a number of the neighbors, and this morning, about 8 in the morning, they turned out en masse.
Grandma LaRue is a really nice person, and she's always been the neighborhood grandma.
Ooh, this is hard. Everybody else is over here, so why should I be over here?
There's holes all over the place. The air conditioning thing is sinking.
This is what LaRue Carson found in her yard when she woke up this morning.
There was no way I could do all this stuff. There were men and women and children, husbands and wives.
LaRue's daughter lives next door and was doing what she could to help out, but she found herself dealing with her own family crises.
And due to some other unfortunate circumstances, we found that we were kind of sinking. We couldn't take care of everything.
But after all the mowing, the weeding, the watering, and the tender loving care that went into this project, LaRue and her daughter, Sarah, are grateful for their kind neighbors.
There are good people in this world, people that care, people who will do whatever they need to do to help out when they see somebody really needs help.